Welcome everyone to another episode of Slumber Party Cinema. It's the Slumber Party Cinema show here. I'm your host, Kyle Gregory. We got our popcorn, we got our PJs. We're ready to watch another short film, celebrate the short film world. As always, I have a couple guests with me. I don't have many friends, so the same guests are here with me again. Mikey and Jay, come on out. Everyone, Mikey. There's Monstrous Mikey, you probably remember from the last episode. We got Jay with donut shorts. Of course he would wear donut shorts. Welcome,
I only came for the popcorn.
Well, we're just going to get right into it. Let's sit down, welcome our guests, and watch our next short film.
Let's do it.
So, we're about to bring in a couple guests from a film called E.P., directed by Nathan Thomas. Wild doozy of a film. But before we get into the film, before we bring all that up, let's bring in Paolo, Ricci, and Jaclene London.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Come on.
Good to see you, brother. How you doing, man?
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the party.
Thank you very much.
We're happy you're here. We're happy
Thank
you're
you for
here.
coming. Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here. Absolutely.
Hi. Yep, definitely awkward. Come on. Sit down, join us. Well, before we begin, I announced this on the first show, but we got the Strange Days Horror Fest here. Here we got the Strange Days pillows, our friends over here. So we know sometimes when we invite people on the show, we're going to invite actors, directors, cinematographers, editors. And let me tell you something. There are some people in the film world who don't want to be in front of the camera, right? Don't know you're in front of the camera, but you might not be too welcome. So we have these that if you need to give them a little hug because you're getting a little nervous because you're talking and we're asking questions, feel free to hug it. Clear you. Would you have a name?
I have Donald Duck here.
Donald Duck.
Donald.
He's just Donald Duck here.
He's just Donald. Yeah.
Good old Donald.
So do you bring? So we have to ask, right?
Yeah.
We have to ask about Donald Duck. So do you bring Donald Duck kind of wherever you
No,
go?
I don't bring him wherever I go. I sleep with. It's a slumber party. I sleep with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
your
favorite
teddy bear?
Yeah, like a teddy bear.
I will be candid and honest. I used to sleep with a Barney for the longest time.
And you didn't bring Barney with you on a sleepover?
So my mom threw him out.
What?
My mom threw my Barney out. Yeah. When I was back home, I was literally just back home, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I was going through all my old memorabilia and stuff like that, and my mom made me literally clear out 11 totes down to 3, and Barney was nowhere to be found, which means my Barney got thrown out.
R.I.P. Barney.
R.I.P. to Barney.
Wow.
So, yeah, welcome. Before we, let's introduce yourselves to our guests a little bit by asking probably one of my favorite questions is, what's your favorite film?
Oh man. So I have tons, but I always say if I had to narrow it down to just 2, it would be Some Like It Hot and Goodfellas.
Okay, Goodfellas.
Yes.
Goodfellas is up there for one of my favorites too.
Yes.
Isn't that one of your favorite?
What?
Goodfellas not your favorite?
What, are you just being funny?
Oh.
What am I, some type of clown to you? Of course it's one of my favorite movies. How isn't it one of your favorite movies?
And we talked about this before. You haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, no, sorry. I know Mob and everything. That's your favorite genre, but
It's up there.
I was watching like Fern Gully when like everyone else was watching like Goodfellas. So
Fern Gully. And this is exactly why Mike Blunt used to have horror dreams of people sticking beats down his throat. He used to have a recurring dream of...
Yeah, a recurring dream where beats were stuffed down my throat, and it was really strange. I was 5. Okay,
that was the reoccurring nightmare of Mike Blunt. Beats. That's it. Did you ever have reoccurring nightmares or anything like that? Today's EP.
I had them about this getting the show. Actually, I had a reoccurring nightmare.
What was the reoccurring nightmare? Acting in the...
Yeah, acting. You having to ask you questions coming on here because you know how shy I can be at times. You know.
This man is not shy. He will talk and talk. And we love it. And he's got that voice, and we can't wait so you can hear that sultry voice when we're watching EP. I mean, we could probably just... Do we want to talk a little bit longer, or should we just jump right into the film and then talk afterwards? I mean, I think we're here, right, to show the short film, see your work.
I brought my
Work
PJs.
is fantastic. Work is fantastic, by the way. So I say we just jump right into watching EP.
Let's do it.
Ready for it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyone want some popcorn?
Me. Yep.
All right, there you go.
Sure.
Thank you.
Grab a couple kernels.
Take a couple kernels.
There we go.
Good to go. You want some popcorn? Thank you.
Go.
Always.
Nice and butter. All right.
All right. Let's throw it on.
take your place at first position. Remember, please be professional. I'm not afraid to go back to the casting phase, even mid-production. Okay, X marks your spot. Here's the scene. You storm through this office until you find your boss, and you finally confront her, taking that life and freeing yourself of this burden once and for all. The hallway, as you can see, is lit in color. Each has its own. I will be covering your every move with multiple remote-operated dolly cameras. Not too creepy, right? Now, this part's important, so please listen carefully. I'm a very vocal director. Like my father, and for us, there's nothing worse than a difficult actor. If I'm strict, it's only because I've seen what can happen when filmmakers try to cut corners and when an actress doesn't follow the rules. So when I tell you to do something, please know I will not tell you twice. Other than that, it's a great part. Congrats on landing it. Rolling. No! Cut! Back to 1. You go on action. Got it? God damn it. Back to 1. God, so help me. Remember, you need to find your bag. You need what's inside to officially leave this place. Rolling. Roll sound, speed, and action. Okay, you gotta find the bag. All right. Okay, go into that room. All right, good. All right, now look around. Look to the right. Look to the left. Wait a minute. No. The couch. Could be under the couch. Okay, never mind. Move on. Remember, you have to get this bag. That's the only personal items that you have, right? This is your identity. All right, give me passion. Come on, little mouse. You gotta find your bag. You gotta find... No. God damn it. Yes. Where's the passion? Okay. Go, mouse. Go. Find the cheese. Find the big cheese. I killed myself. Find the... Go. Yes. Oh, is that it? Look to the left. Go. Scurry. Come on. Go. Wait. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Stop. Oh, no. Fooled ya. Oh, my God. This is funny. I really needed this today. I tell you. All right. Okay. Okay. Let's get serious. We're on a schedule here.
Enough. Continue. Get your head back in the game. Let's go. Go. Move. Come on, little mouse. Faster. Come on. Go. Run. Oh, it's locked. You can't go in.
Don't get too much in your head here. We got a mission. Focus. Okay, go. Don't look at the camera. Find your bag, for Christ's sakes. You gotta find your bag. Come on. Keep your eye on the prize. Okay, look around. Wait a minute. Hold on. What's that? Is that your bag? just don't know what happened. Was it me? Of course it wasn't me. I'm perfect. I'm great. I'm genius, for Christ. It was you. It was definitely you. God.
Like her, actually. She was a beautiful woman. Well, if you'd go ahead and take a seat, make yourself comfortable. Don't mind me, I'm just adjusting the camera a little bit. Okay, so well, thanks for coming in today. And we're rolling. Are you ready? Okay, great. So my name is Evan Pinnell, and this executive producer, and this is a recasting role for the lead role of actress. Oh, I'm sorry, actor. Force it happened.
No, it's okay.
Well, I hope you don't mind. I'd like to see what you look like in close up and wide shot.
Not a problem.
Great. So if you could just tell me a bit about yourself, where you're from, what brought you here, and most importantly, why do you love acting?
Okay. My name is Natasha Mortensen. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. I love acting because it's the best way I know how to express myself. I did my first, I guess you can call it, stage production. When I was in kindergarten, I was 5. I was Wendy in Peter Pan, and I used to run around and pretend I was characters when I was a kid all the time. So actually doing it on stage in front of people and then getting praised for it was just a totally different experience, and I found out that's what acting was. So I wanted to do that all the time, and my mother enrolled me into kids acting classes, and I've been doing it ever since. And then I did community theater, and then I went to a conservatory, and then I moved to New York, and I did some off-Broadway stuff, but it didn't really pay the bills. I did the typical waitress jobs and any other jobs I could get. And now I'm doing film work because, you know, there's more money in that. So here I am. I guess I am now what you call a struggling actor.
Yeah, it can be a hard world for struggling actors. Believe me, I know.
Yeah. What about you? What made you want to make movies?
My parents, actually. They were both in the movies. My mother was an actress, and my father was a producer. My mother was an artist, and she did all posters for my father's movies. Actually, look on the back wall, these are some of the things that they worked on together.
Oh, that's so cool.
Because they worked together, and the budgets got smaller, and it was clear that, you know, they weren't really going to make it big. My mother became the lead actress in my father's movies, and as time went on, and it became apparent that they weren't going to make it big and that their dreams were not going to be realized, it slowly killed them both.
Oh.
No, it was a long time ago. I was very young. Well, I see you do have a great bit of experience here on stage, and some stage combat, but how many movies have you actually been in?
Well, like I said, I'm just starting to do more film work. I've had some supporting parts, but if I were to get this role, it would actually be my first big role.
Well, from what you've told me so far, this does seem to be a big departure from what you've done in the past, so why were you attracted to this role?
Well, when I read it, it really resonated with me because the character is just, she's such a strong woman, and despite her struggles, I love the way she just comes out of it. She's very resilient, and I don't want to get too personal, but what I'm going through right now, it's the type of role I feel is perfect for me right now, and I think I could do a lot with it.
Well, this sounds certainly like something that's close to your heart for one reason or another. Maybe running from something, but we're all running from something, so hopefully you can channel that fear into a great performance.
Yeah.
So, that's great. This is actually my first time directing, and hopefully we can learn together.
Well, actually that puts me at ease, makes it less intimidating for me. It would make me much more relaxed.
Good, I'm glad. Just one more question, how do you feel about improvisation?
Improvisation, well, coming from the theater, I'm pretty experienced in it. Things happen, and you have to be willing to improvise, so you have to be quick-witted, and anything can happen, so.
I couldn't agree more. I love to capture the moment. It really helps it feel more real.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
You know, you really do remind me of her. She was a budding, hungry artist, eager at the chance to show off. Well, I don't know about you, but I feel great about this. I think I'm ready to cast you right now.
Really? Like, just like that? I mean, you don't want me to, like, run through lines, or?
No, not yet. I'd like to get to know people first. It's just, for me, it's all about execution, and I just really think you could be perfect for this part.
Okay, well, that's great. I mean, I can't wait to work with you.
Great. Did you remember to bring the bag?
Yeah, it's right here.
Find your bag, for Christ's sakes. You gotta find your bag. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Now that you've got the bag, you have to find your boss's office. We're looking for a door that says boss on it, okay? Go! Go, 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 go. Go. Wait a minute, is that it? Turn to your right. Oh, nope! I got you again. Oh my God, is that it? Yes! Yes! Your boss. Look at her. She used to be just like you. But she made the wrong decision. Look at her now. She's so small, so insignificant, so forgettable.
Do you want to end up just like her?
It's all in your control. You have a chance to make the right decision. You have a chance to be redeemed. You have to seize the opportunity. And I want to believe it. And now, reach into your bag.
You get to make the choice. She has to die, and you have to kill her. And what's an excellent metaphor for overcoming your struggle?
You destroy that which opposes you. I know it's a life, but don't worry, it's okay. I mean, you know, it's a life for a life here. Who do you want, her like that? Push the goddamn button. Push it. End her life, end your suffering. Do it!
No, please.
This is my movie! How dare you defy me? Push it! Kill her! Kill her! Do it! Push the goddamn button! Do it! Do it! Kill her! It's you or her! What are you doing?
It's strange. You've done this a lot, and you really have inspired me. I want to thank you for that. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to recast your role. You can call it creative differences. You can call it whatever you like. You understand.
I have to tell you, there is one thing I've come to realize over many years doing this. Filmmaking just always comes down to one thing and one thing alone. Execution. I feel pretty good. I mean, there were definitely some very powerful moments. I mean, I definitely feel like I connected with the idea of the character and was able to connect also with being able to relate to her in a human way almost to my art, but at the same time, like I'm not completely a sadistic evil person. I sort of was like, but you know what I mean? Like trying to immortalize her for the film, even though she's gonna die, she's gonna be able to live on, you know? I don't know, it was, yeah, I don't know, I feel pretty good about it.
Christmas. Merry Christmas, Police Department.
All right.
EP, as I mentioned, is a doozy of a film. Before we talk a little bit, right, and ask you a couple questions, because I'm very curious. I have a lot of questions about, like, the performances, what you did to get into the mindset and stuff like that, but, like, the colors, right? Wild. What a wild world to be in. What a wild
the sound.
visual.
The sound, the color, very disconcerting. Amazing.
Eerie, like it makes like this off kilter, like I don't know, like I'm an actor, right? So I can imagine like rolling through that, being in that. What a journey that is to just be the voice and the actress in that. I think one of the things that I love most about that film is that it celebrates and it highlights like that need to be in something a little bit, right? It's like, we're casting you. I need you to be in this film. And as you're happy, like, I need this film, right? I need to be in this. I want to be in this. I haven't done anything else, so this will be my first lead role. What a wild first role or to have.
Well, any actor would, that's every actor's dream. Like, a struggling actor's dream is just finally getting my big break and, womp womp.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nothing. I mean, that's what happens. So.
Yeah, the big break, right?
Yeah.
I don't know about everyone here, but is that the big break that you want?
I mean, for me, I'd rather it be a little less kidnappy, a little bit more notoriety, if like that's a part of like the warm up, maybe like just for the role, but I don't know, that was pretty terrible because it seemed so real.
Yes.
Like it seems so real. I can actually see that happening. I think that's why for me that was such a relatable and very it's a very spooky film. Very much of a doozy because being so hopeful, being an actor myself, you're hopeful for a role, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Well, Nathan, who directed it and wrote it, said that he did base it on real serial killers and real cases. So I forget who exactly.
So is there an actual director who did this to people who auditioned?
I don't.
Or just in general of the serial killer?
Wow.
I think in general.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna jump into questions, but I kind of want to talk about that a little bit because sometimes there are roles that you apply for online through Backstage, whatever the site might be, right? And you read it and you're like, you want me to do what for the audition? You want me to go where for the audition? You want me to do this? And so you're sitting there and it's like, imagine, right? You show up to an audition and you never leave that audition. I mean, it is a very frightening, and I might be in the directing thing now and I'm starting to do it, but there are some directors out there who I'm like, you might. You might.
You're a little suspect over here. I don't know.
Can we get a background check on this guy, please? But no, seriously. So while we're in that world, I'm curious to know what did you do, and then Paolo, I'll also ask you, but what did you do, Jaclene, to get into that mindset?
I just put my training to use. It was a hard place to go to. Particularly, there was one scene where I was tied up and I was supposed to be in physical pain, I just kind of, it's kind of hard to pretend you're in physical pain when you're not, and I just it's hard to describe, but I just kind of used my emotional pain and turned it into physical pain. I know that's kind of hard to describe, but I just did that.
Yeah.
And but just the psychological stuff, it was just putting myself, I know it depends on the mood that I'm in that day. And sometimes it's easy. It was only a 2-day shoot, but it was you know,
23-minute filming. In
you know
2
what
days.
I mean?
That's impressive. I know it's in one location, but that's impressive.
Yeah, and
There's a lot
it's
to put yourself through in those 2 days.
yeah, but you know, it was. Thankfully, it was only a 2-day shoot, but
Right.
it was just like, you know, it was a cat and mouse game, and it's just in those 2 days, like I was going through some stuff, and so it was kind of easier to put myself through that stuff.
It's a part of the process, right? I think so. A part of the show too is we kind of when something like this gets brought up, we kind of want to introduce some people who might not be in the short film world, who might be wondering about acting, might be wondering about what that's like, and like we try to. And now that I'm teaching and stuff like that, we kind of always want to talk about the imagination, right? Like how can we bring ourselves to feel something that's not actually happening, right? And sometimes the power of the imagination and trusting what you've done, what you've studied, is something that you can like manifest, and it you might not be feeling that physical pain, but something within your body is imagining. The brain is powerful.
Yeah.
The mind is a powerful thing. And it's like, how can we tune that? And how can we use that so we find a place that is darker than most places we have to go to?
The thing is with me is like, I'm really concerned about being genuine and making it real. And I've had all kinds of training and method. Like I know that's not my favorite thing to do, but like you do always have to have a piece of yourself in the character that you play. Always. Like this. So you always do have to have some sort of method. In my opinion, like some sort of method.
So yes, for those who might not know what the method is, the method acting is for actors who kind of become their characters in life. They start eating, sleeping, breathing, truly embodying that physical being, right? I do the method sometimes. I think almost every actor sometimes incorporates bits of the method. As long as you don't hurt castmates and you're not obnoxious to the point where like we just want to kick you off the set, like feel free.
Being the character.
There are some famous actors out there who have taken it way too far. You know?
There are some not
Jared
famous
Leto.
actors who take it too far.
Jared
And I
Leto
get it
was
because
a big example.
but we want that, right? There's something, and like, yes, when we worked on Blood Brothers, Sam, who was one of the leads, was a method actor, and I remember locking him outside. He wanted to smoke a cigarette, and he was being so obnoxious about it, and he had to go outside, and I was like, okay, go out there, you get ready for your scene. I gave him a cigarette, no lighter, closed the window, locked it, because he was being so obnoxious. And I was like, there's your method. Enjoy not having a cigarette that you can't light now, and it helped tremendously. But there's something to be said, like, it's okay, as long as you're able
to get out of it, and
be in control of it. You have to be in control. And that's where technique
comes in, and so I mean, I have my own way of doing things, and that's just the way I do things. So
yeah, okay, that's great. Paolo.
Yeah, really kind of different from Jaclene for sure. Actually, as you may know, and in fact, I know you know, I'm new to acting. You know, the whole voiceover. I've wanted to get a voiceover for a long time. I think the thing is I always felt like I could be natural with it. I'm very, very comfortable with improv, just getting right into things and doing things. I think that what really helped me in this and the way that I did it, I remember one day Nathan actually bringing me in when he decided that he ultimately wanted to work with me and what have you. He brought me in, and literally I circled Adam, who actually is here in the studio today helping us with lighting and sound. I circled him like a shark, just going in acting predatory almost, and like he was imagine I just circled around him like a shark, like literally I walked around him like a shark. You know,
so and again, this is like bringing it back to like the physical world of acting and stuff like that. There's something psychologically, right? Just circling around like a shark that does something mentally, physically. Oh yeah. And so, is that how you kind of approached everything? Like you just you remember what that was like?
Yeah. Well, I watched awesome. Well, that I mean, and Nathan even he just said just go because he just I don't know. I guess he just had my confidence that I could just jump into things. He'd seen me in things. You know, he knows that I'm a musician and that I do a bunch of other things that I feel natural. So I jumped. I kind of took. That wasn't a part. It was the part of me trying to get into that. And I circled like a shark. And then I also watched the movies. I watched, which I know are some of the serial killers that Nathan watched to sort of come up with a script and sort of develop the storyline, you know, for EP. I watched Ted Bundy story. I watched Jeffrey Dahmer story. You know, I watched... what's in the one that dressed up the clown?
Jaclene Gacy.
Jaclene Gacy.
Yep.
You know, I watched a bunch of things. You know, I watched American Psycho. You know, I watched, and then I also watched The Shining.
Okay.
You know,
I could see all of those films being related. I could see how you would study those characters, study those people. All makes sense to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I started drawing upon that, and also some psychological trauma when I was a child. Honestly, I was actually a very, believe it or not, I lied to the audience earlier saying how I'm very, quiet and sort of reserved. No, actually, I drew into a.
Oh, we have our first. Give it up. There we go. The do not disturb was not. That's it. See you later. Get out of here.
No, you do actually have to stand
give me
up,
the
spin
pillow.
around 3
Yeah,
times
give me
and
the
say
pillow.
sorry.
No more pillow for you. Spin around. There you go.
3 times as part
Do
of the
it.
slumber part
There you go.
tradition.
There you
Oh,
go.
napping with
Now
it
you can
too?
come back. Come on. There you go.
Boom.
It's bad luck to take up to not put on the do not disturb.
I was trying to ignore it because
That's
I could
funny.
feel it
No, that's very-
vibrating, and I was like, "Is it actually gonna ring?"
Here we are, the liveness, right? The do not disturb. That's perfect.
So so then I basically I got picked on as a kid. I was a quiet kid, from divorce, whatever. I was that 5-year-old kid going to 25, and I had some anger. We always have some sort of residual where we get past, we can kind of channel it. And so when I was screaming at her, when I was screaming, at Jaclene, obviously we were actually never actually filming together at the same time.
There was just that audition scene.
Just an audition scene, but other than
Quick question. Were you on set at the same time? So were you hearing his voice when you were actually acting, or were you just imagining the text that was there?
I was just imagining it. Like, there was just one scene where, like, there was just that one time where I was, like, tied up and, like, you, like, said one line to me, and that was really about it. But and we just did the audition scene together, and that was it.
Right.
But when I was running around in the studio, like, I was just imagining his voice. That was really about it.
Talk about the power of imagination.
I had Nathan scream at me like once or twice. Like, I asked him to, like, yell at me a couple of times, but that was really about it. Like, other than that, we didn't really we didn't share any. We were never in the same room.
Were you ever on the set together at all? Never?
just in the very beginning in the audition scene. That's it. But all of the intensity with the screaming and the yelling and all the dialogue, I came up with 40 to 50% of it right on cue. Like, just made it up right on spot.
Wow.
How many days did you shoot?
I shot for 1 day.
You shot 1 day?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
You
shot
wouldn't
2
be
days.
able to tell. Like, I thought it seemed like he was right there. Like, you could hear his voice because that emotional pain that you were talking about earlier. I felt was very
Right
visible.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Jaclene did a great, amazing job. I mean, it just goes to show her acting. Like I said, she has a lot of experience, and really channeled that. And I think it's really incredible, And like I said, I have no acting experience, and we just that was very, very different, but very, very strong performance. It was excellent. You're right. It does seem seamless. It would seem like I was in there with the way she acted. The pain was.
It does.
I was uncomfortable.
Right.
Actually, one day I actually was in the studio. I said something to her which ultimately wasn't actually even used, but might have gotten her in the mindset then. But I remember staying back there and feeling actually physically uncomfortable with the way that she was portraying some of the pain. Like she was really digging into something real. So it was incredibly powerful. Great job.
Yeah, those dark places, they are so difficult to get to, and I think this is also if there are a lot of like young actors out there watching and stuff like that. Your goal, I know, teaching, like even when I was younger, like your goal is to always go to the dark places, like get where that vulnerability is, that madness and stuff like that, and then you get there sometimes and you're like, can I go back to a comedy?
Yeah.
Can I smile for like 5 minutes, please?
Yeah, Jay, did you have a question that you were going to ask, or?
Well, I think one of the things that I loved about EP was the cinematography in it, and when specifically, using some of the hallway scenes, I point out there because that's where some of them were. We're looking at the hallway scenes and the way it was lit, and you having to run through that hallway, Jaclene. What was that like for you, not knowing that you weren't hearing? Your purse, or your bag, find that bag, feeling that, to have to kind of recreate those moments. And Paolo, for you, I'm going to ask a similar question, and I'd love to hear Jaclene first, then you. But what was it like for you to imagine, this character running around the hallways and having to kind of attack that and stalk something that wasn't actually there? Because on our end, it was seamless. It felt like you were almost on top of this person. Like I was so uncomfortable sitting there. I mean, just even coming out of it, it took me a second. I was like shook. So I'm just so curious about where that tension came from in those moments, especially like, maybe just as the craft of the actor on both of you.
Well, just like the whole, being an actor, like it's always like, where are the stakes? How high you're always looking for the stakes and stuff like that.
In your case, a purse, but the stakes.
Yeah. Well, it's like, what do you
Not
do? Like,
stakes,
you
but-
have to find the purse, because if you don't find the purse, like, you know, you're gonna die. You're like, time's running out, and you have to find it. So, in my mind, I'm thinking of something in particular. It's like, if you don't find this, you don't get this. So I'm just imagining in my mind, like, if you don't find this, you don't X, Y, and Z.
Continues to build over.
You know what
and
I
there's
mean?
something about death, right? That's the highest stakes.
That
there
is the
are.
highest stakes.
There are no
yeah.
other. I mean, and for most part, there are no other higher stakes than death, right?
And like I said, like, I was, you know, that day in particular, I was, you know, I'm going through some stuff at that time, and I just connected it, and I'm just, you know, you use it. You just use. You use your pain.
There was something so hopeful too. I was almost hoping, instead of death, like, if you got this purse, that you'd get out. It's like, that's what I wanted. I was hoping that if you find that purse, maybe you're just gonna. It's like a Saw moment. Like, if you solve that puzzle, you'll get out of it.
Yes, but the man is a maniac. I don't think there was any hope at all. I think you were dead, regardless of what choice you made.
Absolutely.
Right?
Regardless.
I do know we're winding down on time and stuff like that. Paolo, I don't know if you wanted to just touch on that really quick before we wind down. And
Yeah, I mean, really quick, I guess what I wanted to say is that, you know, the way that I was able to jump in even more was I imagined myself as a 10-year-old kid being picked on, and the anger, and I imagined myself feeling so small, and then I basically projected basically my pain onto how she would feeling so small, the idea of a large cat, a small mouse. And so I started to channel these different ideas. Run little mouse, get the cheese, get the cheese, get the cheese, you know, which is one of the lines in there. And I just started to just yell and scream, and I started to galvanize sort of this evil sort of maniacal sort of character that kind of embodied me and took me over. I almost became possessed by how I would have wanted to, the 10-year-old me, stand up when I was a kid against these bullies. And then I just turned it in on myself, and just the you know, vehemence just poured out of me, and it just ran.
Yeah, that's a lot of emotional recall. That's a lot. Yeah, that's amazing.
It's amazing what good writing will do.
And that's how my character felt. Like, I felt like a mouse. Like, that's how I felt, like an actual mouse in a maze. Like,
So if we ever have Nate on the show, right, I'm gonna ask him: is this the grown-up version of Tom and Jerry? You know what I mean? Like, is this the grown-up version of Tom and Jerry right now? But thank you for being on today. Before I don't know if you know, but you know, we kind of do some skits, maybe a little bit of surprises here and there.
Yeah.
Don't know if you peeked into the popcorn bucket.
Don't know, but I'm excited.
But in honor of
whatever your
EP,
craziness
we
is.
got a couple little necklaces to throw on.
Some necklaces.
Now,
all right.
you know,
My head's
budget was a little low here, so we didn't go and get these electrical, but you never know the power that might be possessed.
I wouldn't be in that movie
there you
because
go.
the collar wouldn't fit over my head.
So we have our low little, right? Yes, that is totally a way to wear it.
My head's too big.
Yes.
Roll.
I did. Jay, you all right?
Oh, he's that happened, man. You got.
Well, I'm gonna bring my popcorn. Jaclene, if you want, we actually have a special screening for you. If you want to stay here for a second, it's actually outtakes.
Just for me?
It's just for you. Yep. You can stay here. You guys want to go with me?
Yeah.
Get some popcorn.
Have fun.
Did you believe I got
a couple drinks?
I got EP.
I did not believe it.
Why?
No.
Why just for me?
Follow.
Yeah. Let's go. All right.
All right, guys. Kyle. Jay.
Welcome back. So good to see you. I guess you're back for more, huh? Didn't get enough the first time? Little mouse, I've missed you. You want another shot to see if you can get your big break? Want to see if you can find the cheese this time and make it out of the trap? Want to see if you can get the prize and save your miserable life? You want to play? Let's play.